Once you've created your Scratch account, you want to go ahead and sign into your account by clicking here and sign in with whatever name you used to create it and your password. I have a slightly different version because I'm a teacher, so it looks like I have this teacher account. But basically, you're going to start by clicking on this thing that says Create. So once you click on Create, you're in what's called an editor, and it loads up the project parts and all the things it needs. And here's what you have. You've got all this control over here, and you can scroll down and see all the different things you can do. You can also click on the various colors, and it will jump immediately to the various colors. You also have sprites. It starts with this one sprite, and it's a cat. And each of the things you put here, which is in the coding area, will act on this sprite or this cat. So for example, if I take this, move 10 steps, and I put it here, if I click on it, the cat will move. See how it moves? And if I change it to negative 10 steps, the cat will move the other direction. Now to have a program run, usually you want it to happen when you do something, such as click this green flag. So we'll go to events here, and we'll say when green flag is clicked, move 10 steps. So every time I click the green flag, you can see a little yellow thing comes around this, lights up, and the guy moves. Or if I say positive 10 steps and hit the flag, it moves forward. Now, what's really neat is you can start doing some combining of things, such as move 10 steps and then move negative 10 steps. Let's just see what happens. Negative 10. So what I'm kind of expecting it to do is to move forward and then move back, but it's probably not going to work out that way. In fact, it looked like nothing happened. That's because the computer is so fast, it moved forward 10 steps and then it moved back 10 steps before I even noticed. So if I put an event in here, if I put a control in here, such as wait 1 second, and I put it in between the two, it's going to move forward 10 steps, wait a second, and move backwards 10 steps. So let's see what happens. So forward, back, forward, back. If I want it to happen a little bit faster, I can change this to 0.1, which is 1/10 of a second. See what happens now. Every time I click it, it goes forward, back. Now let's say I want it to do this 10 times. So I can take this and watch what happens when I drag this up to here. So I'm holding it down with the mouse and I drag it up to here, and then suddenly it goes to the top, sort of organizes it, and everything snapped into it. Do you see how all this stuff snapped into the repeat 10 times? So now, if I press the green flag, it's going to repeat this 10 times. Now, one of the things I notice is that it waits between this one and this one, but it doesn't wait at all between this one and going back to this one. And I really do want it to kind of wait each time. So I'm going to go back to my control and say wait another 1/10 of a second. Change this to 1/10. Put it here. And now I've got sort of a jiggly cat, which is kind of what I wanted. You can also do things, instead of repeat 10 times, you could actually do something which is forever, which means it will check forever, or it will do it forever. And now it will just keep jiggling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that's your first project. To save a project, you have to give it a name, like JiggleCat. And go ahead and hit save. Save now. And then if you were to close this project and go to scratch.mit.edu, which will close the project, I sign back in, it automatically signed me back in. Here are my projects that I've made. It's under My Stuff. So if I click on My Stuff, the thing that is top is JiggleCat, and now I can go see inside, and I have JiggleCat back. So that's how you make and save projects. Now the first couple of days that we're working with Scratch, what what I want you to do is I want you to experiment. And the best way to experiment is to do these tutorials right here. So go ahead and create something new. So here's our new project. Click on the tutorials and actually go through what these tutorials say to do each step of the way. So let's go ahead and do animate my name, or animate a name. So I'm going to click on that. And the first thing that comes up is this nice little movie that tells me what I'm going to be doing. So it shows you how to animate a name and all the different things you can do. And after it plays this movie, you can actually have audio for this too. I don't know why it's not playing. Oh, I know why, because my speakers are off.
Let's remove the Scratch Cat sprite.
So this will take you through the process of how to build something like animate your name. So you watch this video and do this tutorial. At any given time, you can close this here, or you can go to the next one. So if you want to work on this, you could actually just drag it. Let's see, how do you drag it down? Must be a way to hide it. Well, you can certainly do that. And then if you go back to tutorials, I guess you could watch each video in parts and then close it as you see fit, and then go ahead and do the work. Or you could move these things around a little bit so you have a little bit more room, and then do the work over here, pausing the videos when you need to. So how do I pause this thing? Oh, actually, it's just doing the same thing over and over again. That's kind of cool. So it's actually showing you what you need to do. So try going through these videos and learning as much as you can about this product and how to use Scratch by doing these tutorial videos. There are a number of different tutorials. I recommend the Animate Your Name one, but the arrow key one is great. Glide Around is actually really cool. There are some fun ones here. So experiment with these, learn how to make some things using these tutorials.